Minnesota Lynx basketball is brought to you by Verizon Wireless, America's most reliable wireless network. We showed you this graphic as we started the game where Minnesota is the second leading scoring team in the WNBA at just under 81 points per game, but Seattle has the second best defense in the game, and so far, Mike, defense is winning out. Seattle's over Minnesota's offense.
Exactly, and as hard as the Lynx fought, they just got it back to 9, which was the halftime deficit, so they still have a lot of ground to make up.
And that didn't help, missing the first shot of the fourth quarter from Sharday Houston. But Houston is still Minnesota's leading scorer, the only Lynx scorer in double figures with 12. Seattle has 3 in double figures. Cash has 17, Bird has 18, and Camille Little has 11. And let's remember, Seattle is playing without Lauren Jackson, who's training for the Australian Olympic team, without Yolanda Griffith, who has some concussion symptoms, and Cheryl Swoops left this game in the second quarter. That's 3 huge pieces of this puzzle. 3 starters for Seattle.
Absolutely. I think that's why there's some frustration on the Lynx bench. This is a golden opportunity.
Little hits and now has 13 points. And that's Camille Little stepping in for Lauren Jackson, last year's Player of the Year. Most valuable player. A lot of subs on the floor. 3 subs on the floor for Minnesota right now. Wiggins missed, got her own rebound, tries it again. Oldie's there to clean it up. And Nicole Oldie puts it in. Her 3rd field goal of the game. Oldie has 6 points. And once again, we're back at 9. Lynx will have to be aggressive on the boards, and Seattle will have to run out some clock when it can, or make shots, like Sue Bird just did, now up to 20. Harding gives it up to Oldie. She'll take a long shot. That one rolls out. Oldie doesn't step back much farther than that. But again, the Lynx are looking for offense anywhere they can find it.
Yeah, she can hit that shot. And right now, with Simone and Candace struggling a little bit, some of the other players are looking maybe to take a bigger scoring load.
Little had it stripped by Oldie. The outlet pass goes ahead to Houston behind the back. Oh, that was a great move, but she couldn't control it. Sharday Houston was out in some open court and only had Sue Bird to beat.
Pretty sweet move here. Had the move and just lost it on the left-hand dribble. They got the behind-the-back part done right.
And Minnesota will retain possession. Augustus inbounds to Wiggins. And Augustus takes a tough shot off the dribble. And again, probably not the best, but I suppose if you're Simone Augustus, you figure they've got to fall no matter how you shoot them. When you're 2 for 14, they've got to start coming around. And she's probably just looking to find the rhythm, looking to find the shooter's rhythm, the scorer's rhythm, any way she can.
Yeah, we mentioned scorers usually have that mentality that the next one's going in even if they've missed a bunch before, but she just doesn't look on her game today. It looks just a little bit flat, a little bit hurried, just not natural.
Wiggins drives and scores. Candace Wiggins is now up to 9 points, 2 for 8 from the floor. She and Augustus have now combined for 16 points, still well below their average, and 4 of 22 from the floor between the two of them. Now, you can afford to have one off, but to have both off in the same game is going to be a struggle. That's how it's been for Minnesota this afternoon. On the other side, though, Seattle keeps rolling along. Shira Eli.
Lynx just haven't been able to get it under that sort of magic 9 number. If they could somehow find a way to get it to 7 or 5 in the next minute, they'd still be in the game.
And there's a foul on Bird. Swing Cash with her last rebound picked up a double-double. 17 points, 10 rebounds, and it's Cash's first double-double of the season.
Katie Gerald's in the game. How in the world do you get Gerald's out of that spot? I'm just going to call her Katie.
Gerald's?
Yeah, that's not right.
Well, Minnesota basketball fans saw a lot of her when she was playing at Purdue. It's her second year in the league. Seeing more playing time today with those 3 players out for Seattle. Wiggins, quick dribble, quick crossover.
Nice
and she draws the foul. Well, like you said, Mike, if it has to be at the free throw line, it's where it has to be. But Minnesota will try anything at this point. So Wiggins heads to the free throw line, who has scored in her last 2 games a total of 51 points. And there's number 10 this afternoon. Twins Live is going on the road to celebrate family fun at Wisconsin Dells this Friday and Saturday. Join Anthony LaPanta, Marnie Gellner,
that's you,
and Roy Smalley taking you on a first-hand experience at the Dells, the Tommy Bartlett Show, and the famous Wisconsin Dells Ducks. It all starts on Friday. West Twins Live at 5:30. We'll actually be there. I'm going up on Thursday and staying through Sunday.
I have friends and relatives in Baraboo, one of my favorite places in the world. Are you so big now you're starting to refer to yourself in the, what is that, the 3rd, 4th, 5th person?
Well, Marnie Gellner will be going to the Dells, and Marnie will be broadcasting. And Marnie's husband and 4-month-old son will be coming as well. I figured it's time to get young Grady on the water slides.
And the duck boats and the whole deal.
For sure. 18 turnovers now for Seattle, 10 for the Lynx, but those 18 are really hurting the Storm, and probably the main reason why it's not a bigger Seattle lead right now. Augustus had a look on the baseline and drains a 3.
And a lot of that was from Sharday Houston remaining unbelievably aggressive offensively, and she has that look in her eyes that forces the defense to pay attention to her, and that freed up Simone for the 3. They've got it to 6, like we talked about. Still plenty of time.
And Augustus is now 3 of 15 and finally reached double figures with 10 points. Little answers at the other end. It rolled around and finally dropped in for Camille Little. That's double figures now for Simone Augustus. Means it's her 80th game in double figures. She's 3rd in the history of the WNBA in double-figure games.
Sharday again.
Houston with the offensive rebound misses twice, and that was knocked out of bounds by Seattle. Perfect opportunity for the Storm, but they couldn't handle the rebound, and so Minnesota will have another shot at it. Simone Augustus hit a 3. Will she be back in the shooter's group? Minnesota Lynx basketball is brought to you by U.S. Bank. Discover why U.S. Bank has the power of more. More branches, open more hours, with more people to serve you. U.S. Bank, proud to be headquartered in Minnesota. Member FDIC. The Lynx have cut the lead to 8, which is the closest they've been since the second quarter. Augustus cannot get the roll. And you can just hear the fans. Oh.
Just frustration amongst everybody. In and out, rolls that aren't going in that usually go in. And a foul because of that frustration, I think.
A foul on Lindsey Harding there as Minnesota's tightening up that defense, trying to force some more turnovers. Seattle does have 18 turnovers, and Harding was going for the steal there.
As tough as it is, you got to be disciplined and try not to foul when you're trying to press and get leads turned around quickly.
Cash misses, but Camille Little was there for the rebound. She grabbed it midair and put it back in. A nice play from Little, and she has 15 points. And there's the steal.
Back to 10 now and a turnover, so they had a little mini run, but they're spending a lot of energy trying to get back into this.
Tanisha Wright stole the ball away and created another turnover. Turnover number 11 for the Lynx. And Wright will take the 2 and hit it. Tanisha Wright has been great this afternoon. 6 of 7 from the floor with 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And that'll help Candace Wiggins at the other end. Gets a chance to make it a 3-point play, but only when the deficit is back to 10.
Yeah, great play there, though. Old-fashioned basketball, just a little give and go, pretty easy. You don't have to have a lot of screens and a lot of movement. If you can just make a pass, get the defender to turn her head for a second, and then scoop by and get to the lane. Good recognition by Candace, and a great pass.
Wiggins hits that for 14 points. She has already the top 5 single-game bench scoring totals in Lynx history. So the top 5 times any player has come off the bench, Candace Wiggins has had all 5 of those this season.
She only had 2 at half, Marnie, so she's having a heck of a second half.
7 points in the fourth quarter alone, Mike. Drive in the miss by Seattle. Right. It's Sharday Houston finishing off the break. So Minnesota's
Sharday was a smooth operator on that one.
Well, I figured that was coming sooner or later.
That's too easy.
Back to a 7-point lead. And the Lynx have been running and cutting into it as best they can with still 4:06 left to play. Sharday Houston is keeping Minnesota in this game.